After experiencing record-breaking heat, parts of Europe are going dark. It's just the latest fallout from the continent's ongoing energy crisis driven by the war in Ukraine.
Europe is facing its worst gas supply crisis ever this winter, linked to the war in Ukraine.
With winter approaching, countries like Germany need to find a way to keep the heat on.
Electricity bills are soaring, gas reserves are depleting, and winter is coming.
I go a lower temperature in the house, and we take some thicker clothes in the house, and we use some wood.
Alexa Lavoie for Rebel News, still in Berlin, Germany. As you know, my colleague and I travel from Canada and UK here to Germany to cover the 2022 World Health Summit. While we are here, I wanted to ask the German and other people around Germany about their concern of the upcoming winter. The world is struggling with an energy crisis, but Germany and Europe in particular are facing it harder. Recently, German Chancellor Olaf Scholz visited Canada in hope of purchasing natural gas. Unfortunately, with the LNG Saguenay project, who never sees the light. As a result of the government of Quebec refusal, it was hard to export natural gas from Alberta to the eastern seaboard to Germany. As the country is slowly reaching its target for its energy supply, President von der Leyen wants to impose a mandatory target for reducing the electricity use at peak hour.
This is what is expensive, because in these peak demands, the expensive gas comes into the market. So what we have to do is flatten the curve and avoid the peak demands. We will propose a mandatory target for reducing electricity use at peak hours, and we will work very closely with the member states to achieve this.
In addition, the Germans were told to wear more layers, reducing their heating, and to not shower but only use washcloth. At the same time, all of a sudden, firewood is starting to be in great demand, and the Minister of Health of the country is warning about this. Some German hospitals could go bankrupt because of the energy and inflation crisis. But the government does not want special fund for clinics. Are Germans facing now the big next catastrophe? Freezing death is a literal health crisis. But do you really believe that all these politicians and wealthy oligarchs are going to face this problem? They will probably stay cozy warm while the poor will be unable to pay their energy bill. Flatten the curve, say the President von der Leyen, is a strange recollection of a popular narrative. But what are the concerns of Germans and Europeans? Which action would they want their politicians to take and to stand up for this and make sure that the people are in good hands? This is what we will see. Let's check it out. What is your concern about the energy crisis for the next winter that's coming up?
People having to leave home because they can't afford the electricity bill. Yeah, I think some people will die, and I think some people will need to leave their home. Yes, sadly.
I think it's kind of hard for many people to live like in the energy crisis, and it affects many people's lives.
I go a lower temperature in the house, and we take some thicker clothes in the house, and we use some wood, but that's not really clean. But yeah, lower your gas use. That's the issue.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna say Germany has a big problem because we're about to face winter, and we are. Well, I'm not really updated about it, but I think we're gonna have a problem with the gas, so we're not gonna be able to use our I just can say it in German, the Heizung, the calefacción for the room. So it's kind of a big problem. That's the only thing I can actually tell right now. I was the last month in South America. You don't feel that there, not yet, but we can tell about the situation here is much different. Also, the food it's expensive. Yes.
I mean, I feel that there will be like enough to heat the houses, but maybe like it won't be enough like for businesses and for like companies to run their businesses. So that's the thing.
My friend that lives here in Germany said that you have no lights during the night, and she was afraid to drive during the night. But even at the hotel that I was, the doors were not working because of the energy. But yeah, it happens.
You're from? Are you from the Bill and Melinda Gates, the Global Goal?
No, I'm not. Sorry.
So,
forgive me.
No?
No, forgive me. Please don't take
I was just wondering, like, what do you think about the energy crisis that is happening all over, like, Europe and
I really
the
don't
world?
have anything to comment now. Thank you.
So what you think the politicians should do to be sure that the citizen will be in good hands?
Yeah, the people who have low salaries and are beneath the society, they have to help them. In Holland, they support, they subsidize those people from the government, and that's important because otherwise the people can't pay their energy bills. So that's really necessary.
I think they definitely should tax the energy companies that are making a fortune. So the companies that are benefiting from this should be taxed, and that tax should be distributed among people. Yes.
For in this case, Germany is going to have to. It's a thing they already did. Reopen the plants of. ¿Cómo se dice carbón? Coal. The coal plants.
Okay.
So they can start providing in some way good prices again, so things can be stable again, because with the gas it's not an option. And I think that might be the only way to survive winter, to face it correctly. And it's also a bad thing because we're going to contaminate a lot. So yeah.
And which action you think the politicians should take to make sure that citizen is on good hand for the winter?
Well, I'm not really updated about this, about politics in general in Germany, not at all. But I think it might be a good thing to do, to start giving more focus on providing the citizens things in a much easier way than before. Some options are going to be taken in that way, give more focus on helping citizens and not anymore on, trying to make tourism or some stuff like that. I think it's time to focus on the citizens of the cities and their country, and I think that's it might be a good way to face this situation.
Do you fear or do you have any concern for yourself for the next winter?
I think I might be prepared because what I've heard about Germany, like the solutions they're about to make, what they have done so they can face winter, for example, might be the correct thing. Actually, I am also concerned about the contamination and stuff. Of course, I have it in my mind, but if that's the only way to face things, I don't think there is a better way. So I am concerned, but on the same way, I think things can be done. So yeah, that's it.
I'm sure that it should have been like a plan before all that happens, just kind of like to diversify the ways how to get the energy resources like gas or something like this, like from other countries, but not Russia. But in general, like actually like Europe was super dependent on Russian gas because it was cheap and everyone enjoyed here using this cheap gas, you know, and just like not thinking that actually that is like empire, like Russian empire that wants to kind of like this revival.
Short thinking, but I think requires to be independent from Russian gas and look for solar power, for example, more wind power, something that can also be locally distributed.
We are 5 of our team. We traveled from Canada and UK to be here to cover the World Health Summit 2022. If you want to see all our report, go please at rebelwho.com. And on this website, you can see our report and you can as well chip in generously to help us to offset our travel expense. Thank you.